Hello YouTube, this is going to be a video on my latest puzzle. It's the 5x5 mod from the contest. I'm not sure exactly what to call this puzzle, maybe Spiral 5x5 or something, we'll see. So this puzzle is a shape mod of just a standard 5x5, but as you can see, it is not quite the same. The lines don't match up and everything, but I'll get into that in a second. So this is my first video of 2013, and I'm now going to be recording in HD, I think. Or maybe it's HD, hopefully. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So anyways, the quality, it doesn't shake as much in the video, so it's going to be a lot better than my other cameras. I got it for Christmas, so that's good. I also got a belt sander, so this was the first puzzle I made with the belt sander. So, puzzle, I know some people already thought that I was making puzzles pretty quickly, but that's just because I spend a lot of time on them over a short period of time. That makes sense? And now I can do them even quicker, so yeah. So, what exactly is going on in this puzzle? It might look a bit strange, just from the first look, and it's not just a middle layer. That doesn't work. And it's not these two layers. So it's not standard cutter cube like this cube, which is the 7x7 version. And as you can see, the lines are a bit, they're not, I can't tell which one's kind of weirder looking. Like this one's quite messed up, but that might just because it's a big cube, like a really big cube. This one's kind of messed up as well. So it's an interesting looking face. So the way this puzzle turns is you offset each layer like this. So you got this puzzle looking like this. And then it turns. So, it turns like that. And it does totally shapeshift and stuff, but we'll get into that in a second. So, yeah, you can see here, the first layer, offset that look. It kind of looks kind of like one of those windmill cubes. The middle layer is just standard cutter cube, so there's nothing special there. Or, I guess there isn't even a 5x5 cutter cube, but if there was a cutter cube just exactly like this, this is the exact middle layer. So it's pretty standard. Now it is possible to make higher order versions of this puzzle, like 7x7, and it looks something like this, where you would offset all of the layers, and then, you know, you turn it. But that'd just be way too much work to do, so I don't know if I'm going to do that. Anyways, so yeah, this puzzle's pretty easy to solve, or at least I find pretty much every single shape mod that I make pretty easy to solve. Like, this was slightly kind of difficult to solve. 9x9 barrel was pretty easy to solve. Like, so I guess maybe I just don't find puzzle mods very difficult to solve, but yeah. I really like the look of this, like of the faces, the ones. It has sort of a line going through here that almost looks like it might work, kind of here. You can see that, and then like it goes big, smaller, smaller, smallest, so it's kind of like a staircase almost on both sides. And yeah, like I've noticed already from these puzzles that they kind of have a certain look to them. Like there's this line going through it, right? And here, it might be a little harder to tell, but you can see a line going through it right here and here. That lines up nice. It doesn't really have that big, small, well, I guess it does actually have, it's sort of harder to tell, but it does have like a really like big, smaller, 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 but just barely. So I can assume an 11x11 would also be pretty cool with this. And yeah, so these pieces obviously needed to be extended because, you know, they're sticking out of the puzzle and stuff, so it does have interesting shape-shifting. So yeah, it's the puzzle. I just want to say thank you to everybody for the 2012 year. It was really awesome. Got over 10,000 views and 200 subscribers that year. So hopefully I can do just as much this year. It's a pretty good puzzle to start off. I will be having quite a few mods out. I'm starting to make a bit of money off of YouTube, like enough to actually make mods now, so that's cool. So I might be making a bit, well, as many mods for a while. So yeah. I guess on to the turning of this puzzle. Turning, pretty standard, you know, one finger-ish. Yeah, one finger. It, very smooth. Turns pretty easy. About as good as a standard 5x5, but not as good as the 5x5 barrel. This one still turns way better than anything I've ever made. Yeah. Side comparison to an ordinary 5x5, it is the exact same size. But what I like about this puzzle is, even though it's the exact same size, and it's a cube, it does something that most puzzles that are in a cube just don't do. They shapeshift. So it's a shapeshifting cube. So like, it was a cube, but now it's shapeshifting. You see the same thing on the 7x7 cutter cube, but it doesn't feel the same because of the pillowing. I don't know why, but yeah. So there is orange and red on the tops, like the unmessed up sides, and then blue, yellow, green, white on the messed up sides, or different sides. And I only had orange and red 5x5 stickers. I didn't want to cut them by hand, it would have looked like crap. And I guess it kind of, when I make more of these, I guess I'm going to go with orange on top, red on the bottom, because I like to keep kind of a series almost. So on the 45-degree cutter cubes, it's white on top, yellow on bottom, and with all my barrels, it's blue on top, green on the bottom. And I am a green cross solver, so that's kind of why I did this. And then I really thought it would look cool with these stickers to have the normal side just white and yellow, and it did. It looks awesome. So that's kind of why I did that. So this is this was for the contest winner. So the person that designed this is going to be, this is for them. I'm going to a competition on February 2nd, and I'm not sure if it's like the exact date is out yet, but it's going to be in Vancouver. I will be showing this puzzle along with all the other puzzles I've made. So all of these and 9x9 barrel and all that stuff. So if you guys would like to see some custom puzzles in person, I know there's a couple people that I know that are excited to go, or not excited to go, but like to see these puzzles. And yeah, so that's that. The person that actually designed this might go and just pick it up at the competition, which would be cool to see the expression. So yeah, guess time to scramble it up. I already did solve this. It's pretty easy. It took me maybe 7 or 8 minutes. These puzzles are not generally too difficult. Well, I find 5x5 is just not that complicated. No matter how hard you try, it's pretty easy to solve. And I find the shape-shifting on this puzzle is not that extreme, and it's because of the amount of unmodified edges. Because the edges of a puzzle, I find, is the most, it somehow is the most noticeable shape-shifting, because the more you can see the border of the original cube, it just doesn't seem as shape-shifted. But if you have like no borders on the original cube, it looks a bit more shape-shifted, even though this has a lot of shape-shifted centers. Okay, layer alignment's kind of a pain because it's tough to see what's an actual edge and what's just a made fake edge, So you have a lot of pieces with 2 colors. Alright, that's a pretty good scramble. So yeah, again, you see a lot of the original border of the cube, so it's still pretty shape-shifted, but it's not that shape-shifted. The puzzle, yeah, you can take a look at the centers here. A lot of these little triangle pieces sticking out and stuff. Like, I really like the look of those triangle pieces. You see it a lot on this cube, and the little house-shaped pieces as well. Those are just standard cutter cube, and also these like offset kind of house-shaped pieces. And yeah, so that's that. Color's really nice. CubeSmith Final. It's amazing how much puzzles you can get done with those CubeSmith Final sheets. Like, this puzzle and every other puzzle you've seen stickered on this channel were all from one set, so they're pretty good. So yeah. I found something interesting. The edge pairing on this puzzle is actually really easy. It's in fact in some ways easier than this cube. And the reason why is you have your standard edges. So for example, if I wanted to match up this piece with this piece, you know, you just get it into position and you move it across, match it up, bring it out of the way. I'm just using beginner method stuff for this because it's kind of a little too complicated to do the free slicing. But anyways, so you get that matched up, and then you do that with all the other pieces and all that, and then you go to the shape-shifted ones. Now the thing about the shape-shifted ones is that unlike the 7x7 cutter cube, I'll do an example here. You offset the layers, obviously, like that, and then you move an edge here. So you can see this edge isolated. It has big shape shifting, and also it has these 2 non-shape-shifted ones that are have 2 different colors. Now the thing that's slightly misleading about this is the amount of ordinary colors on this edge, like these 2, they're the exact same. There is no difference. That means that if I had offset the layers the other way, instead of green in these little cracks, it would be orange. So basically, you kind of have to look out for that, and it's very shape-shifted, and it's kind of a pain to do that. On this one, ooh. Oh no. 1 second. I'm just messing it up now. That doesn't matter. Anyways, on this one, once you got all of those edges paired up, it's very simple. You just match up the 3 one-colored edges together. The same color. That's it. Very simple. You can totally deal with any parity that you need to. You know, it's easy because you can just, you know, take this piece out. Or what would be the proper way to do this? Do the edge flipping algorithm. Move this back, then just flip it around. Get rid of parity and stuff. Something like that. I'm not sure if that's exactly how you do it. Anyways, centers are really easy. I'll just quickly do one center as an example here. So you just turn layer out of alignment. Oh, see, this is not on the real edge. The real edge is there. Okay. So, you do your little middle 1x3 bar, which is the cutter cube style, and then you find like these 2 pieces that are already connected, and then find the house-shaped piece that matches up with that. Then you just put it in, so you got, you know, I'm not really explaining how you do it, I'm just showing one example here. So then the next one, instead of these 2 pieces being blue, which is kind of the dominant color on this 1x3 bar, it's going to be white. So I find 3 white pieces here, and then I found the house-shaped piece right in. So, yeah, layer alignment, again, kind of an issue. So yeah, that's it. That's just doing one center. Really easy. Doesn't take much time at all. Not much more than a ordinary 5x5. And really quickly, just to kind of show how less shape-shifted edges, kind of just a different looking scramble. I'm going to quickly scramble up the 5x5 barrel. And it just, I don't know why, but it feels like, it just seems like it scrambles more. Or it just seems more shape-shifted, if that makes sense. And that's why the 9x9 barrel is like the ultimate shapeshifter, because there's no ordinary edges there. This one doesn't have any ordinary edges either. So even though it doesn't have the other kinds of shapeshifting, it's still just, I don't know. Yeah, it's a different looking shapeshifting for sure. So you can see this just has no edges. It has no straight edges. This one has plenty of nice straight 90 degree, you know, but it has these pieces sticking out where this doesn't have any pieces sticking out. So, yeah. Anyways, that's about it. Let's see here. If anyone's interested in one of these puzzles, it will be $50. Obviously the original person who came up with this, we agreed that that guy, if he ever wants to, he can make these and sell them, and I can sell them, so it's all good. And that guy's gonna get this exact puzzle, so I mean, you can just make masters if he knows how to cast or something. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. Again, let's see, anything else? I always forget something, and I don't have any video editing software. Oh yeah, one thing I've noticed on this puzzle is that it seems like I rush things a lot more when it's the first puzzle of its kind. Like, I got this done very fast. It was only about 3 days to get it done and stickered and all like this, and it's because I had that belt sander, but also because I always kind of rush things a little bit when I'm excited to do like a first, and I want to see how it's going to turn out in the end. So I don't actually like take that much time to finally craft it, I guess. Like on this one, it's the second time I've made a barrel, right? And it's the highest quality puzzle I've ever made. Nothing's better than it. It still turns and looks better than any other puzzle I've ever made. And that's because I just, took my time, filled in all the cracks and stuff. And in this one, I mean, it's pretty good, but it has just ever so slightly some imperfections. Like, it's not a tri-foam puzzle or anything. And that's why the Ruleminx, since it's not the first of its kind, I already know what it's going to look like in the end. I wasn't that excited, and, I took my time. I took months of my time, actually. So, yeah, that is the 5x5 shape mod for the contest. It's going to be a little while until the other one's done. I had leftover 5x5 stickers, and I don't really want to sticker 7x7 cutting by hand. I think I'm just going to have to order some stickers from somewhere and get that. I'll also be doing a barrel, 7x7 barrel here, probably before the competition. And maybe the 8x8 out of 7x7s, we'll see. And yeah, that's probably it for puzzles before the competition. That if you guys want to see it, it'll be there. So yeah, thanks for watching.